Hey everyone, it's Freidberg with the Illuminerdi, and with the release of Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness on Disney+, we're here to break down if we think any members of Earth-838's Illuminati are still alive. Before we get started, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and share to help us continue to grow. As seen in 2022's Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, now streaming on Disney+, the Illuminati of Earth-838 debuted in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Sadly, their appearances were short-lived, as they would all seemingly be killed by the Scarlet Witch, with the exception of Master Mordo. While some of their fate seemed clear, we believe we could one day see the return of certain members of this team. In the Doctor Strange sequel, we witnessed the Earth-616 Wanda Maximoff dreamwalk into her Earth-838 variant. Dreamwalking was explained to be the act of projecting one's consciousness across the multiverse into another version of oneself. After controlling her variant, she would head to the Illuminati's headquarters. There, she would face the Illuminati, consisting of Black Bolt, Mr. Fantastic, Captain Carter, Captain Marvel, and Professor X. Master Mordo, the one who replaced their reality's Doctor Strange after the team decided to execute him for his misdeeds, would remain behind with the Earth-616 Doctor Strange. She would proceed to seemingly kill the 5 members, but we think that a few of them stand a chance of survival. Join us as we break down each member's apparent death and their chances of survival. The first character to face off against the Scarlet Witch was Anson Mount's Black Bolt. Unfortunately for Blackagar Boltagon, he had one of the, well, let's say more apparent deaths. Maximoff used her abilities to erase his mouth, causing him to panic, scream, and blow his own brains out. As much as we'd love to see the character return, this variant of Black Bolt is certainly dead. Up next to avenge his fallen comrade was John Krasinski's Reed Richards. The Scarlet Witch would shred Richards into ribbons before popping his head. While the character appeared to be dead, as the last we saw him was as a puddle, he could have survived. With Mr. Fantastic's incredible ability to reshape his body at will, he could have managed to reform his obliterated body. As the smartest man alive in his reality, he could have played dead knowing there was nothing he could do to stop Wanda. He does have a family after all. The first Avenger, Captain Carter, played by Hayley Atwell, would be the next to step in and be swiftly defeated. While she claimed she could do this all day, she could not. She stood her ground longer than others, but would meet her apparent end when the Scarlet Witch would launch her own shield back at her, slicing her in half. While Earth-838 appears advanced, we aren't sure they are capable of putting her back together. Carter is probably dead, as nobody was around to aid her after the fight. The only way she could have survived is if an Ultron Sentry managed to save her. Then she could get some cool Darth Maul legs. The question of who would win in a fight, the Scarlet Witch or Captain Marvel, was answered in this film. Lashana Lynch's Maria Rambeau would put up the best fight against Maximoff until her abilities were seemingly disabled. Captain Marvel would then have a large statue dropped on her. Her fate was left as more of a mystery, as her character is strong enough to be able to withstand far more powerful attacks. She could just be unconscious beneath the rubble. It really depends on how much power was drained from her before she was attacked. Finally, Patrick Stewart's Professor X faced off against the Scarlet Witch in a final bid to try and free the Earth-838 variant from within her. Unfortunately, within Charles's mind, Wanda would tear off the top part of his head, resulting in the leader of the Illuminati slumping over in his hover chair dead. Of course, he sustained no physical damage during this fight, so Charles Xavier could be alive. Perhaps he's in a coma after being made to believe he is truly dead. He could just need someone to wake him up. There's a high probability we won't see this iteration of the team again after the Scarlet Witch's massacre. If we don't see this team again, we could see a version of this team form on Earth-616. Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness is now streaming on Disney+. Do you think any of the Illuminati members of Earth-838 are still alive? Which ones? Let us know in the comments and on our Twitter. Thank you all for watching, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and share, and be sure to check out my other content on the channel. Also be sure to check out our website, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. See you all next time.